Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Zane and this is Altcoin Disrupt. We've got some exciting Solana news to go through. So this is actually going to be a really exciting video. Before we continue with this video, allow me to declare that this video is not financial advice. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes and for educational purposes. So let's dive straight into it. Some of the future of social and the metaverse. What happens at Solana Breakpoint in 2021? So this is important to go through. And we've got some important news to hit on. Let's start with Alex Owanian invest in Web3 social. Alex is the founder of Reddit, joined Solana Labs co-founder Raj Gokal to announce some of the major news. He, 776 and Solana Ventures are launching a 100 million fund to help build Web3 social media. So this is actually really exciting. And we've got a quote directly from Alexis. We lure you in with the 50, surprise you with the hundo. So basically, I've actually watched the video and they're basically saying that 50 is not enough. 50 million is not enough. So they doubled that amount and that should be enough to get the job done. In additional news, Brave browser integrates Solana. Now I'm actually using Brave browser on a daily basis. I am using Brave browser at this moment while recording this video. It's easy to integrate. I'm using it on my phone, tablet, and my MacBook and my computer. And it's just easy to integrate everything. It's built on Chromium. So it looks very similar to Google Chrome. The similarities are almost parallel, so there's not much difference. But anyway, let's get into the important news. Brendan Eash, the creator of JavaScript and the co-founder of privacy-focused Brave browser, announced at Breakpoint in Lisbon that Brave would be integrating Solana and making it the default for dApp support. This is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. What they're basically saying is that they're integrating Solana into Brave. You know, this is absolutely incredible to make it a DeFi dApp supported. This would bring the fastest low-cost blockchain to web browser trying to disrupt the exploitative practices of traditional Web 2 companies. The news was especially potent for Ish, Solana developer write in Rust. The language Ish was executive sponsor of Rust while working at the Mozilla Foundation. It brings a tear to my eye, Ish said. My little baby's all grown up. So, in additional news in the Solana ecosystem, we've got a lot of news to go through, and this is actually really exciting. This is why I was really excited to make this video, and I do hope you enjoy this video. So, in additional news, RNDR is building the metaverse on, guess what? Solana. Absolutely incredible, and I think it's the perfect platform to build almost any dApp on in this day and age is Solana blockchain. It's remarkable. The metaverse is almost here. Founder Jules Urbash announced on stage at Breakpoint that the Render Network would be integrating both Solana and Metaplex. RNDR token, which nodes operators receive in exchange for their rendering power, is also migrating to Solana. This is huge news. I've actually made a video on the Render token quite recently, and that's on this channel. And I think this is a big deal for Solana. I think this is a huge deal for the Render token. I think they couldn't have chosen a better platform to deploy and to migrate their blockchain on, to migrate their token on. This is absolutely incredible. So Render has been using blockchain to render animations and graphics for television, film studios like HBO, Netflix, and Disney. Now with a Solana integration, Urbash said that they'll be able to use their same rendering power on their phone and tablet to bring you a photorealistic metaverse. I made a render video like 3 weeks ago, and you can actually check out the Render Network video for yourself to get some more information on this. This was a really great video to make, so I hope you can check out this video and I hope you enjoy this video. But this video does relate to the point that we're talking about today, that Render is now building the metaverse on Solana. They're migrating to Solana. This is huge for many reasons. So in additional news, Neon Labs brings EVM compatibility to Solana, Ethereum virtual machine. Introducing Neon, Ethereum virtual machine on Solana. Now additionally, Neon Labs announced it has raised 40 million fundraising fundraising round to bring EVM compatibility to Solana. The Neon EVM would allow Ethereum developers who do not know Rust to take advantage of Solana quick speed, low cost, and high scalability. That means that tools like AV and MetaMask could soon be available on Solana-based apps. This is incredible. It feels as if Solana has taken over the world of blockchain development. Honestly, they're doing absolutely incredible. And I really like how they've redesigned their website. Well, they've evolved their website, especially the ecosystem area. It's really more simplistic on how you discover new dApps and the most important dApps, the top DeFi projects, top lending protocol, top NFT marketplaces built on Solana, top Web3 apps. Absolutely incredible. And as you can see, we've been talking about Brave. Brave is already showing up because it's now integrated into Solana. Absolutely incredible. I mean, DEX projects that are on Solana as well. Solana ecosystem is just growing in an everlasting way, and I couldn't be prouder. And let's not forget that it wasn't too long ago, earlier this year, Star Atlas selected Solana as the protocol to build out their blockchain-driven multiplayer metaverse. Absolutely incredible. Once again, I've made multiple videos on Star Atlas, so if you want some more information on that, you can check them out on my channel. So let's get back to our updates. News, and more news. Fantastic. This is exactly what we need. So that's just the tip of the iceberg. The whole Solana ecosystem was in Lisbon for Breakpoint, and many of the projects had big news to announce. Here's just a sampling of some of the other stories that came out. Solana Labs co-founder Anatoly Yakovenko and Raj Kokal gave a state of the network address. Their speech touched on just how much the ecosystem has grown in the last year. The graph is integrating Solana via Firehose. Get ready for a better development experience. Phantom announced a mobile wallet for Solana, the popular mobile wallet, which now has over 1.2 million active users, will be releasing versions for your phone soon. Nansen is launching Solana dashboard. Solana will be Nansen's first non-EVM platform. Wormhole adds a Polygon Solana bridge. Users can now transfer their assets in between. Fantastic. And obviously there's more information to learn about this. You can actually check out this additional information on their YouTube channel, specifically about the Breakpoint event that happened earlier this year. So in additional news, this is actually really interesting. It's more for the high enthusiasts of the Solana ecosystem. Solana energy use. Energy use for cryptocurrency is a big talking point. Within the last year, in the last 2 years, I'd say at least, it's becoming more and more important that these companies, these blockchain services, that they represent a eco-friendly state of mind, that they're progressive, that they actually want to use reliable and renewable energy for the best of use. So Solana network is designed to be a high-performance blockchain. These design decisions also mean that the network is incredibly energy efficient. In this first of many review of the impact of Solana ecosystem, the Solana Foundation can report that a transaction on Solana takes less energy than 2 Google searches and 24 times less energy than charging your phone. Now, in May this year, the Solana Foundation contracted an energy climate advisor to help initially frame the environmental impact of transactions performed on the Solana global state machine. Transactions are the fundamental building blocks of Solana. Purchasing an NFT, making a trade, or other activities you can perform using Solana are all transactions. As proof of stake network, the security of the network is not dependent on energy usage. On Solana, there is no need for energy intensive mining, meaning that the network is extremely environmentally efficient. And thanks to a number of key technical innovations like proof of history and parallel processing, activities on Solana takes much less energy than you might think. This report provides a dynamic analysis that can be recalculated as the network grows. In the November 2021 update, the Solana Foundation determined that a single Solana transactions take 0.000451 kilowatts per hour or 1,836 joules of energy. Here's how the energy use of a single Solana transaction compared to common activities. This is really interesting and a really cool way of Solana breaking it down for everyone who wants a more simplified understanding of energy usage in crypto, especially in the Solana blockchain. So a single Google search will take up to 1,080 joules. And a single Solana transaction is 1,837 joules. Keeping an LED light bulb on for 1 hour is 36,000 joules. Using a fully recharged iPhone 13 on battery is 44.6. And working for an hour with a computer and monitor is 46,800,000 joules. And here's where it gets more interesting. They're bringing ETH into this. On ETH2 transaction, 126,000 joules are used. And watching an hour of television on a 40-inch plus LCD TV takes up to over 500,000 joules, 540,000 joules. Playing 1 hour of PlayStation 5 games is 708.8 joules. It's 708,840 joules. That is insane. Running a refrigerator for an hour is 810,000 joules. 1 hour of central air conditioning is 12.6 million joules. That's just for 1 hour of central air conditioning. Just how ridiculous does these numbers really add up compared to a single transaction on the Solana ecosystem, on the Solana blockchain? Using 1 gallon of gasoline, 121.3 million joules. Oh my goodness. 1 Ethereum transaction. This is where it gets really, really funny. 1 Ethereum transaction uses up to 692 million joules. 692.8 million joules to be more specific. A single transaction, a single Solana transaction is 1,837 joules. It's 692.8 million joules. I mean, that's like comparing the internet technology we have today compared with 30 years ago or 40 years ago when the internet just came out. It's ridiculous how different this is. It's like a completely different universe. But it gets even more crazy. I promise you, it gets more crazy. In case you didn't think it could get more crazy, sadly it can. 1 Bitcoin transaction is 6,995,000,000.5 joules. That is insane. Let me just say that number again. The number is on screen if you want to double check for yourself. 6,995,000,000 per transaction on the Bitcoin ecosystem, on the Bitcoin blockchain. And this is why I'm really glad that I went through this article, and I'm really glad I'm making a video on this, because it really does showcase the potential of Solana. Currently sitting at 179 US dollars. Wow. It's super undervalued because it's clear that Solana is the future. When it comes to a dApp building platform, when it comes to an extremely fast blockchain, a cryptocurrency that you can send in seconds, more cost effective, less energy consumption. So in total, the entire Solana network with 1,196 validators nodes and an estimated 20 million transactions uses an estimate 3.1 million kilowatts per hour this year. This is the equivalent of the average electricity usage of 986 American households. That's really remarkable. Even with this new low energy consumption, the Solana Foundation vows to even further reduce the Solana ecosystem environmental impact. By the end of 2021, the foundation plans to introduce a program to help make Solana Validators network carbon neutral and offset the footprint of ecosystems. The Solana Foundation will continue to release periodic reports on Solana energy usage and take steps to minimize the ecosystem's environmental impact. Check back for updates. Absolutely incredible. So I'm just really glad that I got to make a video on the Solana energy usage, because compared to Ethereum and Bitcoin and just average everyday usage that we humans do, even compared to a Google search, my goodness, I never in my life think that a Google search actually used that much power. But now back to the price of Solana. It's been quite steady recently. Obviously, the market hasn't been doing the best as of late, so Solana has definitely taken a hit. Sometimes Solana was doing over 40 billion. Sometimes Solana was doing over 4 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion in 24 hours given trading volume. But recently it's fallen down quite a bit. It's still doing big numbers in trading volume, hovering around 2 billion in trading volume sometimes even 4 billion. But in terms of price, it has taken a hit. And naturally, I don't think that's a bad thing, because it's not a bad thing because Solana isn't doing anything bad. It's only doing great things. I mean, help me find one criticism of Solana. Please help me, because I would like to research about these. If you've got any criticism, anything that you think Solana could improve, anything that they're failing at, let me know, because I'd like to check it out and do my own research. But I don't think the price being this low, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I do think it's extremely undervalued, but honestly, that's just a great opportunity to accumulate and to hold Solana. Obviously, this is not financial advice, but Solana is a fifth biggest cryptocurrency in the world by market cap, 55.7 billion in market cap. Theta market cap is 76.2 billion. Solana will crush this quite soon. I wouldn't be surprised if Solana hit 100 billion in market cap next year. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. It's going to double its market cap in the next year. I wouldn't be surprised. Which would put it ahead of Tether, which would put it ahead of Theta, where Theta is right now. But Theta will continue to grow, so don't be surprised, because Theta will continue to grow. And this will put it ahead of Binance Coin. But don't get me wrong, Binance Coin will continue to grow, so who's to say where these cryptos will be towards the end of next year? But I do have strong faith in Solana, because they just keep on rising to the occasion and doing incredible things. Now, I'm not going to do a price analysis in this video. I'm not going to do a price prediction in this video in particular. I mean, I could do a price prediction because it's really simple. I mean, right now, I do believe that realistically, Solana should actually be around between $300 and $400 per coin. So I do think it's heavily undervalued. But you could say the same thing about almost any crypto. You could say Bitcoin is undervalued, because Bitcoin was at over $70,000 US at some point this year. This is like a 21 million. This is like a 21,000 in reduction. So I guess you could say Bitcoin is undervalued or Ethereum is undervalued. The values all depend on the value it provides to you. If you think that something is undervalued or overvalued, ask yourself, if you bought the crypto, how much profit do you realistically think you could make within the next year? And that would tell you if the crypto is undervalued or overvalued. Because if I look at Solana and I think, if I buy one Solana right now, I can definitely see that doubling in the next year easily. And the market cap will double as well, like I'm predicting. But most importantly, it will be around $300 and $400 US per coin. And that's exactly where I think it should be. So yes, I do believe it's undervalued, because I do believe I can make a huge profit if I invest right now. Obviously, like I said, this is not financial advice, but I'm just giving you an example. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will be making more videos on Solana updates, so I'll see you in my next video. Subscribe to see more, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you in my next video.